Why, hello there, Mr. Sun. You're certainly doing your job today. That was Han's moment shortly before the sun set him on fire, but this is day 18 of Veda, and somewhere up there right now, we can't see him, the moon is hanging out very, very close to the sun, and come Monday afternoon, their paths will cross, and hopefully I will be somewhere down in St. Louis when that happens, and so in order to actually do that, I went to the local Dick's Sporting Goods today and got myself an Eclipse camping haul. Well, really not much of a haul, but essentially I do have to think about camping out because there are no hotel rooms open, free, or whatnot, so I am going to have to rough it with my reporter partner, and so basically I'm kind of keeping it simple. I got two things, and we will open them up for you on camera. So basically the first thing that I got here, well actually, before I even do that, I got myself some really, really nice shoes because I need to get new shoes, and these are actually, if you look, these are Skechers sports shoes. And they have the memory foam insoles, and believe it or not, these things actually do a very, very nice job. I've had like 3 pairs of these. They're like $50. They're pretty durable. I get about a year out of them. And since I've gotten these shoes, I've not had any problems with my toes blistering and my feet getting all calloused up. So I will count that as a plus. But first thing that I got here, because I'm going to need, and even if I only use this one time, it's still going to be nice to have this stuff around the house, because if I ever want to, like I said, have a guest come over or something, be like, yeah, I got a sleeping bag and stuff. But I just went to the local Dick's Sporting Goods store and I got myself a sleeping bag. So now I got to figure out how to open this up. Oh, and they got rubber bands on here too. There we go. And we roll it all the way across the floor. Hi, April. Nice to see ya. I'm going to St. Louis, or somewhere to St. Louis, come Monday for the Eclipse, and so I have a lovely haul of stuff here. And now, actually, you can try this out. What I did with my chat thing, yep, it's gonna happen. But yeah, don't know still what exactly I'm going to be doing. But basically, I did a thing with my chat where I put restricted mode on for chat, but I set like the restrictions to like 1 second per post. So, like, you should be able to post now, like at will, I think, or at least pretty close to at will. But anyways, I got this lovely sleeping bag, and as I was saying, what I can do with this is like, if I ever have like someone come over to the house, I can easily just say, hey, you know, I got a place that you can sleep now, so we'll get this sleeping bag open here. I almost got like a kid sleeping bag, believe it or not, because I wasn't looking at the place as to what sizes they were, and I didn't realize that they had like kid sizes and adult sizes. So I think it's supposed to go like this. Yeah, it orients like this. It says that this is for people who are 6'2" and shorter, and I am just a little taller than that, so I think that I should be able to fit in here quite nicely. But then there's a zipper down here to that lets you open it up. You're 5'3". Wow, I'm a whole foot taller than you. You would like come up to my chin. Hi, Cranky. Glad you can make it. So then this is it all popped open like this. And I think, well, if I kind of, I'll just kind of lay myself on here. But yeah, I mean, like if I, like I can go kind of like this, just kind of go on my side, then I can throw my pillow up. But it seems like that I should be able to kind of be in here, or at least attempt to get comfy, because yeah, I was smart getting air mattress, because like if I'm on the ground or something, or actually I'm hoping to kind of camp out. I'm hoping to camp out in our van, our news van, but that's going to be kind of on the floor, but it's going to be kind of a tight quarters in there. So I'm expecting to. Yes, you two get to know each other. I think you two, Cranky and April, will become fast friends like you and me did, April. But yeah, Cranky, if you've never checked out any of April's videos, I would go do that, because she's quite the extraordinary vlogger. And are you gonna go live, April, today by chance? Or are you just kind of in one of those burned out moods where you've got no energy left and whatnot? Let me. Okay then, well, I got my phone on, so if you do, I'll definitely be around. Do you have like a time period in mind, April, when you might think about going live? Or posting something? But, well, I'll let you finish that thought. This is the other thing that I got. Dual purpose camping trip in the house. It's just an inflatable. Cool. But it's, you'll message me, but it's one of these inflatable air mattresses. And so, please tell me, for both of you, please tell me that I'm the same way as you, where if you have to go sleep in a new spot and it's a place that you've never been before, you really just can't sleep until you get yourself acclimated. Is that you, April? Is that you, Cranky? Please leave a comment, and I'll get back to opening up this thing here. Ah. I'm gonna have to get a knife. Don't you love hotel air conditioners and all the noises that they make? Those are the things that bug me the most, are the air conditioners. So this is going to be harder to get open, I think, because there's tape on here. Okay, I think we got it now. So we got this lovely air mattress. This was only like 60 bucks at Dick's. There is the lovely maker of it. Woohoo, focus. Phone doesn't want to focus. Are you getting any closer, April, to getting your book out? Because I want to read it, and I want to do a video review for you on that. You don't mind the air conditioning, Cranky says. So yeah, here's a lovely air mattress. And so if I inflate this up, and then I hop the end of the year, that's a good time frame. But yeah, so the air mattress here will inflate up, and that should fit on this quite nicely. It's supposed to be hot in St. Louis on Monday. I was checking with our weather guy, and he was saying that it's supposed to be like in the 90s. So I'm hoping that I don't sweat too much, because I'm not going to be, probably not going to be anywhere near a shower. I do actually. I got the Kirby that I can inflate. First things first here. Let me put this down so that I can get this stupid thing out of the way here. My phone keeps yelling at me that my orientation is locked and that I should rotate it. But I can disassemble, but like with the vacuum cleaner, I can disassemble the thing to the point where that I can just have the, what's called the power plant, because it's a Kirby, so. I can basically take everything off and just have the, now there's a button to get this off, but now I don't need that right now. What I need to do is I need to get the hose on there. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this with me. It's small enough that I can fit it in the back of our van. They had ones at the, I'll actually show you. Oh really, you say? I'll actually show you how this works, but they had mattresses at the place, at Dick's, that were like, they had the pumps built in, but they were like 90 bucks, and this thing was only like 40, so I'll save a little money. But basically all you gotta do with the air mattress, because Kirby's are convertible vacuums, you just put the air hose on the thing coming out, and then you stick it on here like this, and it'll inflate it. But first things first, I actually need to take the thing off of here so that I can so yeah, I can get it in there like that. Although with the Kirby's, you do need the right attachment for it. What kind of vacuum do you have, April? I'm guessing you probably have like a Shark, probably, or something like that. Hoover. But I think I'll because this vacuum is really powerful. The Kirby's, they're really powerful. I think I'll use my Variac here, and I'll give it like half power, and I'll just try and inflate it for a second and see how it goes. Noise alert! Air mattress is inflating. Yeah, it's called the Kirby Home Care System. It's kind of an American thing. So yeah, the air mattress is up. At least I got some air in it. And so if I lay myself down on here, oh yeah, I am good to go. I think this is going to work quite nicely, because then I can lay the sleeping bag out. Goes even faster if I give it full power, but I run run the risk of popping the thing out. Like I said, Kirby's are designed to move a lot of air. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying my little treat here for this afternoon. Yeah, if I do this and then I do this, and then I got the pillow. Thanks, April. But yeah, I got the pillow, my pillow in my room. And even if my, let me go get my pillow here. My feet are probably going to overhang a bit, but I'm so used to having my feet overhang things that it's not really going to be too much of an issue for me. So let me come into my room here and grab my pillow. Yeah, if you're not careful with Kirby's, they will suck up anything and everything. So yeah, actually I have to have it like this. So yeah, if I lay down like this, oh, you see my feet overhang. But I think if I do it this way, I think I should have a fairly good shot of getting myself a little bit of sleep Sunday night, because yeah, all the hotel rooms are completely booked up, so you got no choice but to camp out for this thing. I mean, they're expecting, like, each state that's in the path of totality, they're expecting like an extra million and a half people to come visit. I mean, this is like the astronomical event of the century going on right now. And so, well, let me hop over to the computer here. So yeah, this is my all-purpose, my Eclipse camping and all-purpose universal if guest comes over kind of thing here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to at least throw the sleeping bag into the washer so that it can be clean, and it gives me that nice tight smell that I like here. But let me pull up maps here. So yeah, here I am in Cedar Rapids, and basically we're just going to take, at least what we're wanting to do is at least take 218 all the way down into Missouri. Yeah, you're in the Atlanta area, but yeah, St. Louis is going to be kind of like on the northern edge, and so we're hoping, at least our tentative plans is to kind of be somewhere around here. But I think for you, April, I think like the northeastern corner of the state is gonna get hit here. Northwest, yeah. So you're so yeah, that's like maybe 90 minutes northwest of Atlanta. Please tell me that the traffic in Atlanta, April, isn't as bad as everybody says it is. But yeah, I can... Well, you said you kind of live kind of over in this neck of the woods. We're off 20, so you said you're kind of I kind of had you figured kind of like maybe up here. Oh, it is? Yeah. I kind of maybe had you figured being up here in like Marietta or something like that. But yeah, all these lovely little towns here in every state has like... Nah, you're not that fancy. But yeah, all these lovely little states have goofy names. Every state has goofy town names. Like I grew up in Wisconsin, so we had a lot of Indian names. But it doesn't seem like Atlanta or Georgia has like a lot of goofy names. Like I see, you know, there's Atlanta, Buckhead, Brookhaven, Mableton, Douglasville, Villa Rica, I think, is it Villa Rica? I don't know. Bremen, Waco, Tallapoosa, is that right, April? Buchanan, Draketown. See, up here in Wisconsin, up in Wisconsin, you know, like New Holsting, School Hill. Here's my lovely little town, Alverno. Ashwaubenon, Embarrass, Antigo, Deerbrook. Now we have two names here in Iowa that are quite, that can be quite, shall we say, challenging. Let me find them here. Well, actually both are rivers. Well, this is the Turkey River. You're from Virginia. Ah. So were you like a military brat and just moved around, or did you just move around? Because like I knew a kid who, one of my friends in junior high school, no you weren't, well he wasn't a military brat either, but he lived in like 5 different states before he finally moved to Wisconsin. Just got moved around. So let me find these rivers here. What is this river here? This is the Volga. Wait a second, let me put the right camera on here. Well, actually, let me go down to Cedar Rapids because I can get you one right here. For instance, this river here, that is called the Wapsipinicon River. And then the other river up here, this way a little bit, this is called the Maquoketa River. Let me ask you this question, April. Did you like watching, or did you like looking through atlases and maps and all that kind of stuff when you were a little kid? Because that was certainly my favorite activity. But we'll get back to weird Iowa pronunciations here. 30. Your Lucian does that too. Yeah, I had a... Let me pull up images here. But yeah, we had a Rand McNally atlas from 1965, and it kind of looked like that. And I certainly spent many hours, many hours pouring over it. So are you gonna go? I'm having to do a lot of research for my book on mythology and cultures. Ooh. Now, when I was in the 6th grade, I was never one who got into fiction, so to speak. But when I was in the 6th grade, I kind of fell in love with the Iliad and the Odyssey because it was in the textbooks that we had to read. And I thought that it was a very captivating story, even though it's very old. Have you ever read those, April? The Iliad and the Odyssey? But what I'm thinking here, anyways, as I was going to say, oh yeah, that's great. But as I was going to say, for you, April, were you going to go anywhere on Monday with the boys or the family for Eclipse, or are you just going to kind of stay in your little neck of the woods there to see if what you can get? Because I think even by you, up by you in the Atlanta area, it's supposed to be like, just watch at home. Do you have Eclipse glasses? Because you got to be careful with that stuff too. Don't let the boys look up at the sun, even if it's like 95% done, because they'll still fry their eyes. Daughter will be in school watching, and you will be at home homeschooling the boys. So it'll be Science Monday for you guys then, I take it. But we actually, at my work, we actually aired a news story of a guy who actually he actually blinded himself from the eclipse. I think it was like 1963, I think it was. Either from the library or on TV. You know, the library might be a good place, because I'm sure they'll have people there, like the local astronomical club or something like that. We'll be there with they'll be there. And they'll probably have like a setup that they can see the sun as the moon kind of finds its way through. I know that a lot of people are going to be doing that kind of stuff. There's actually there is an observatory out by me. If I flip the like here, Cedar Rapids. If I head out to Mount Vernon, which is not home to Thomas Jefferson, not that Thomas Jefferson, but like if you come out here, like out in this area here, if I pull up the satellite, where? Here it is. There's a place here called the Dow Observatory, and they have a lot of neat telescopes and stuff. And if I've been out there a couple times at night, and it's quite the thing to look through the telescopes and see the planets. I remember they can actually get you a pretty good view. But now that I think of it, since we're talking about groups and stuff, in your area in Georgia, April, do they have like any ASL groups or anything like that you can get a part of? But I was just thinking that, yeah, because we had a group when I was in Wisconsin. We had a group that I spent 3 years going to, a very local one. What's it called by chance? I'll look it up on the internet. But like, I'll show you the one that I went to. Yeah, you definitely do. I was going to say, you know, one thing with your boys, definitely get them opportunities for socialization, interaction, that kind of stuff, because that's going to help them. West Georgia or something other. But yeah, this was my autism group. And some of the people who were in it 10 years ago are still there. But like when I got into my autism group, ASL group, back in 2005, the first night that I ever went to a group and was chatting with people who were just like me, it was probably the most amazing night that I've ever had in my life, because I honestly, for the first time, felt at ease in a social situation, because everybody that I was with was working on the same level that I was, and I didn't have to worry about making a gaffe or anything, because we were all on that same level. And it was very therapeutic for me to do such, and I highly recommend that, you know, for you, April, and your boys to get in touch with people locally for you, because, and just, you know, an observation I made with you, when you know, like when you do these live vlogs and you come on, you're always like, ugh, and then at the end when you sign off, you're like, you know, your mood, it just elevates your mood. And I think that these things are, you know, I don't want to push you to be doing these things, but I think that, you know, it really helps you out, at least just my observation. And you can give me a thumbs down if you disagree, or a thumbs up if you agree. But I think these things really, really do help us as far as getting ourselves. It's therapy. We'll just call it that. It's therapy. Yeah, you agree. Thumbs up. A big thumbs up for April. It is. It is. It certainly is. And like a weight off. Oh yeah. I mean, like, you know, speaking of weights, you know, I mean, the thing that sucks for me is that, you know, like for me at work, April, I really can't, you know, talk to this about anybody, because the thing that I've, you know, that's happened is that, you know, it kind of develops a bit of a stigma with the person that's affected. And I don't want to be in a situation at work where, you know, if somebody is seeing me having a hard time, you know, I don't want them saying, okay, is he just stressed or is it his autism? You know, I don't want that to become a thought in other people's minds, you know, when they're dealing with me. Does that kind of make sense, April? Because, I mean, you know, at least for me, you know, I just don't want the stigma that comes with it. And so I'm very reserved about, yeah, you agree with me on that, but yeah, I'm very reserved as to actually who I tell. And outside of outside of people, on YouTube and those and those who get it, I've maybe told like maybe only 2 people, and it was only because I knew that they would be okay with it, and it was just they're all accepting personality, but it really sucks at work because there are times where I just want to raise my hand and say, yeah, well, you do realize I'm on the spectrum, but I can't because it's just going to create, I just feel for me it's going to create kind of a situation that's not going to be, shall we say, conducive to creating a good work environment for me. And so that's why, we got to do this. And honestly, like I got my YouTube channel set up in such a way, April, that, like if you type in my full name in Google, you're not going to find it. I've got it set up so that you don't, like just a casual search. I mean, like other people, like if you want to dig a little deeper, you could find it, but in general, like, and, oh man, even people back home, April, I mean, it's like, thinking back to my, my hometown, my time in high school and all that stuff, junior high school, there's like maybe not, like I can maybe count on one hand, aside from family and coworkers, the number of people that I would actually want to go back home and see. I mean, my experiences in high school and junior high school were just that negative for me that, I really don't care to see anybody. And actually, even so much so that if you go through the yearbooks, you're not going to find, oh, your phone died. You came back. Had to hop on the computer. Hopefully you didn't miss too much, but I was just kind of basically going on about how my life, I was basically saying that, growing up, going back home, seeing family and friends, aside from those people, okay. But yeah, there's not very many people that I actually want to go home and see because, I mean, in general, just everybody just kind of treated me like crap. And when you were like 13, 14, April, could you pass at first glance as being normal? Because I sure as heck couldn't. I mean, any time that I went somewhere new, I instantly got looks from people. And this went on my whole life, and it always just bugged me to no end because I think because I seem normal, it doesn't matter if I tell people. Okay. So, like, well, but you're a girl, but you're, up until high school, I was weird. Well, I was weird throughout high school. And, something clicked and you figured out how to pretend. See, I never got to that point. I mean, like, I could get up to the point of pretending, but, for me, as soon as the scripts in my head ran out, then, I basically came out. Yeah, they say that too, and I definitely agree with that, because, now, looking back, I can think of, some people that I knew who were probably on the spectrum. You hold it in. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with me too. You get burned out and then you just go and crash or let it all out, and it sucks. It really does, doesn't it, April? It sucks. But I got 3 people watching here, and I know you're one of them, and I got 2 other people. It does. It certainly does, but I'm trying to think here. I've been told that... Cranky says, I have been told that autism in me manifests like it does in girls. Yet I'm a man. So you... I'm guessing, Cranky, then you got good at pretending. But yeah, when I was... Yeah, as I was saying, before, in high school, junior high school, it didn't matter, it never mattered where I went or what happened, but like anytime that I was around new people, I would always draw looks. God, I remember when I was like 11 years old, I rode my bike with my dad once to the store because he wanted to spend some time with me, and I remember parking my... He just had to go inside and get something, so I waited outside by the bike racks with my bike, and I remember like 3 or 4 high schoolers came out of the school and saw me, and I instantly drew their attention, and they came over, and because of the age difference, like they weren't mean or anything, but you could definitely tell that they were curious about this strange person that was, over there by the bike racks. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I might have just been stimming and I never realized it. Because like when I'm in the store, I find myself hand flapping subconsciously. Like, oh, like I'll do this with my hands as I'm thinking about stuff. Do you do stuff like that, April? Oh yeah. But like, do you do stuff like that, April? Where you just like you don't swim or stim? What about the boys? Do they do that kind of stuff? Do they like hand flap or stuff like that? Well, I know you've shown videos of Gabe hand flapping when he's upset, but like if he's like in a normal, like everyday mood, like does he do hand flapping? Gabe def does, yes. But yeah, I strongly suspect that I did stimming stuff, and I just never. He does this walking around in the grocery store. But yeah, I suspect that I would do stuff like that, and it never. I never caught on to the fact that I was actually doing it. Remember the vids where he is walking around and he just wanders off. I'm trying to think what video that is. Could you post the title? Just so I can pull it up here. But yeah, Mom and Dad said that I hand flapped and did stuff, and I think I've shown you the pictures. His imagination stuff. Yeah, it was the same kind of stuff that I did, April, too, where I would just kind of wander around and I would... Like, you could ask him about this. I don't know if he'd be able to explain it to you, but for me, what happened was that, like, when I would do, like, a game and just wander around, like, literally the reality around me would literally morph into whatever my own world was. And I could have, like, I could create things, just have them pop up in my field of vision, almost like, not like hallucinations, but like vivid stuff like that, where, I just literally teleport myself into my own world, and what I saw was my own world. He says a show pops up in his head. Yep. I think that's a good way of describing it. Daydream real deep. I do the same thing too, but oh, wait a second here. It was not those pictures. Okay, here. Let me pull up Grandma's pictures here. See, now, I was not the classic liner upper where I would have things right next to each other, but I would just, I would have kind of things arranged in kind of a semicircle. And maybe the next picture is a little better. But yeah, I mean, that's how moi line stuff up. How about you, Cranky? Did you line stuff up? How about you, April? Did you ever line stuff up? Did the boys line stuff up? And I know that for me, at least, I'm gonna set my phony down here. But for me, at least, the only other picture that I had, oh, and then one other thing too that I caught, or at least I became aware of, I caught after the fact, was that I always was a fidgeter too, and now I can't seem to find the folder. I did arrange and group things up and not exactly line them up. Well, that's close enough. Ah, okay. Yeah, I think I probably know what you're referring to, April. Hums when he eats. Ah. Maybe he's got tics. Do you think the boys have, like, Tourette's-like tics? And that could be why they're humming. But as I was going to say, one thing that I've caught over the years that I do is that I fidget. I always have to be fidgeting with stuff. And in my case, I always like to fidget with my, with whatever I had on for clothes, and it's actually quite prevalent in the photos. But that was just one that I can think of right off the top of my head, where I was doing some, let's see if there's anything in this too. Nope, I don't see that there. Let me see if I can find another good picture here of me fidgeting. Was there anything in birthdays? Oh, here's my 7th birthday, April. But I'm not seeing it. But I know that I did stuff like that. But anyways, my phone is complaining that the battery is getting low. So, April or Cranky, you got any last comments? Because I'm going to have to hop off here pretty quickly and get this thing charging. So, I'll give it 30 more seconds, and then I'm going to say adios for the afternoon. It was great chatting with you guys again, because it's always fun to be able to interact with you, even in the limited form that this provides. So, I'll let you know if I'm going to be on. Well, I look forward to hearing from you, so I'm going to go Eclipse hunting, and hopefully it's going to work. So we're going to say goodbye, and I'm going to do this again tomorrow, just so I'm... Actually, just for both of you know that all of my Vedas, at least probably through Monday, are going to be live at some point, because I'm going to be on the road, and I'm going to be away from my computer, so I can't actually edit a purposeful video. It's just going to have to be live. And maybe on Monday, what'll happen is that I'll figure out a way to prop my phone up so that you can... Yes, I get notified too now that I got all my things clicked on. My phone goes do-do-do, do-do-do. So, but I'm hoping on Monday that I'll figure out some way to prop up the phone, and maybe I can actually, weather permitting, show the eclipse as it's actually happening in the St. Louis area. So, I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and hopefully the time zones aligns too, yeah. But hopefully you'll all be back again tomorrow. So, thanks for watching.